1:15. This is a Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira, read by Sounditavam. Sri Lanka becomes the fifth country in providing the second dose of vaccines to over 50% of the population. The defence and health sectors have rendered a great service for the success of the vaccination program. It has been emphasised that the power requirement will be fulfilled by 70% through renewable energy. 4 officials of Satosa have been suspended due to a fraud of selling garlic in an improper manner. In world news, China's latest COVID outbreak linked to primary school. Minister Dallas Alaperuma says that Sri Lanka is among the other countries in the world that has provided a second dose of the vaccines to 50% of the people. Earlier, this status was achieved by America, Japan and Italy, and they are countries which produced vaccines. He also pointed out that this situation could be achieved due to the enthusiasm of the President and the dedication of health and defence sectors. He made these comments at the Cabinet decision meeting held in Colombo today. The defence sector have made their utmost contribution to the success of the vaccination program. Minister Ramesh Patirana said that there is a reduction of reporting of COVID deaths and patients due to the ongoing quarantine curfew. He also pointed out that the activities in the plantation sector is being implemented during the period of quarantine curfew in order to enhance the country's economy. He also stated that the attention has been paid on vaccinating the school children before the commencement of schools under the advice of the health sector. The health sector said that the vaccination program is being conducted in 275 centres covering all districts today as well. The Postmaster General Ranjit Aryaratna said that at present more than 500 employees of the Postal Service have been infected with the COVID virus. Other employees have been directed to self-quarantine. The government is ready to fulfill the country's power needs by 70% through the renewable power sector by the year 2030. It is expected to generate power free from carbon emission by the end of 2030. Therefore, the Ceylon Electricity Board has implemented a long-term power generating system with minimum expenditure. The Cabinet has approved the guidelines submitted by Minister Gamini Lokuge in this regard. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking.
4 officers of Satosa have been suspended in connection with the sale of 2 containers comprising 54,860 kilos of garlic issued to the Satosa outlet network to a third party without permission. Satosa has incurred a loss of 63 million rupees. They were suspended on the instructions of Minister Bandula Gunawardena. Today is the second day of the 48th Human Rights Council session, which commenced in Geneva. The session is to begin at 1:30 p.m. At the beginning of the session yesterday, the Commissioner of the UN Human Rights Council, Michelle Bachelet, has focused attention on the reconciliation program of Sri Lanka. She expressed her appreciation on releasing 16 inmates who were imprisoned under the Terrorism Prevention Act. Foreign Minister G.L. Peiris will address the session at 2 p.m. today. That concludes local news.
Get a personal loan for your marriage, education or housing within 24 hours with People's Bank Digital Banking. People's Bank Digital Banking, your ultimate convenience.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Minister Ramesh Patirana says that there will be no fuel shortage in the country. He made this comment at the meeting to convey the cabinet decisions held today. He stated that there are sufficient stocks of fuel in the country and several fuel ships are to arrive at the port. That came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhaleba.
And now in Watch Light.
Providing of vaccines to all persons over 60 years of age in the Kurunegala district has been completed. 95% of those over 30 years of age have been provided with 1 dose of the vaccines. Conducting of the vaccination program for those over 30 years of age in the district commenced this morning and will continue till 12 midnight and came to you in Watchlight.
World News.
Making headlines, China's latest COVID outbreak linked to primary school. Boris Johnson's mother, Charlotte Johnson-Wall, dies aged 79. The number of centenarians in Japan tops 86,000. China has seen a new surge in coronavirus cases linked to a primary school in the Fujian province. Initial reports suggest the outbreak could be due to a student's father who tested positive last week. Authorities in Fujian have ordered that all teachers and students must be tested within a week after more than 100 cases were reported in 4 days. The latest wave comes a month after China contained the Nanjing outbreak, its biggest since Wuhan. The city of Fujian in the Fujian province, home to about 3 million residents, appears to be among one of the hardest hit places. The British Prime Minister's mother, Charlotte Johnson-Wall, has died aged 79. A notice published in the Times newspaper said she died suddenly and peacefully at St. Mary's Hospital in West London. Boris Johnson once described his mother, who was a painter, as the supreme authority in the family. Senior figures from across the political spectrum, including Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer, have also sent their condolences to Mr. Johnson. A government survey has shown that the number of centenarians in Japan has hit a record high of more than 86,000. Japan's Health and Welfare Ministry released the data today. It is the 51st consecutive year that the number of centenarians in Japan has increased. The survey, based on resident registers, showed that a total of 86,510 people are aged 100 or older as of Wednesday this week. The number was 6,060 higher than a year ago. A total of 88% of centenarians, or 76,450, are women, and the remaining 10,060 are men. Back to the headlines of the world news. China's latest COVID outbreak linked to primary school. Boris Johnson's mother, Charlotte Johnson-Wall, dies aged 79. And the number of centenarians in Japan tops 86,000. That concludes this bulletin of world news. Moving on to development news, Salt Collective Private Limited, a French hospitality development venture, will invest almost $4 million to set up a 16-room boutique hotel in Ahungalle in the southern coast of Sri Lanka. The project is scheduled to be open for business in December 2022. Cyril Jacob, chairman, Salt Collective Private Limited, said, despite Sri Lanka having experienced numerous challenges, which also include the COVID-19 pandemic, there are still great believers in Sri Lanka's tourism potential, and came to you in development news.
Sports news.
The newly appointed national under-19 coach, Avishka Gunawardena, says that they will make a strong team for the World Championship. A 26-member national pool has been named in this regard. A 22-day training session for them was conducted on the 9th of this month at the Colombo SSC grounds. He will act as the coach of the team until the 31st of December 2022. Sri Lanka's skipper Dasun Shanaka urged his batsmen to change their mindset and the approach to the game in an attempt to pull off a consolation win in the third and final T20 international against South Africa at the R. Premadasam Stadium in Colombo today. That came to you in sports news.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are. Download the NSB Pay app from the Play Store or the App Store for free now. For more information, call your nearest NSB branch or 0112 379 379. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranatunga says that a 5-year plan will be implemented to uplift the tourism industry affected by the COVID pandemic. The minister made this disclosure speaking at a meeting with Ukrainian tourism organizers at the Hilton Hotel in Ukraine on the sidelines of a tourism promotion program jointly implemented by the Tourism Development Authority and the Tourism Promotion Bureau. The minister appreciated Ukraine's support for Sri Lanka's tourism's pilot project, which was launched during the coronavirus outbreak and came to you in Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are.
Moving on.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And now, moving on to economic news, the Lulu hypermarket chain in Saudi Arabia has launched a product promotional week dedicated to Sri Lankan products. The Sri Lanka Week at Lulu, which began on the 8th of September and concludes tomorrow, presents the Saudi national and expatriate communities in Saudi Arabia with a unique experience to enjoy an array of 140 different Sri Lankan products, specially imported from Sri Lanka, at attractive special and promotional prices. That came to you in economic news.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers with thundershowers will occur at times in the Sabragamu and Western provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Matara districts. Fairly heavy showers, about 50 millimeters, can be expected at some places. Several spells of showers will occur in the northwestern province. Showers with thundershowers may occur at several places in the Uva and eastern provinces in the evening or night. Fairly strong gusty winds up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected in the northern and north-central provinces and in the Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. Sri Lanka becomes the 5th country in providing the second dose of vaccines to over 50% of the population. The defense and health sectors have rendered a great service for the success of the vaccination program. It has been emphasized that the power requirement will be fulfilled by 70% through renewable energy. 4 officials of Satosa have been suspended due to a fraud of selling garlic in an improper manner. And China's latest COVID outbreak linked to primary school. That concludes this afternoon's news broadcast.